So work package 6, we've been developing a stakeholder forum and inviting a lot of people outside of Harmony Consortium, such as representative of patient association, HT agencies, regulatory agencies. And we've brought our support to work package 2 to set up this workshop and be sure that we will get representative of these stakeholders into our discussion and brainstorming of today. So into this workshop, the objective is really to start discussing on the definition of outcomes. We want to really move forward in any studies regarding clinical trials for hematological malignancies. And so for setting the next step, it's really about already having an understanding of what we needed to achieve during these days and also in the future. And then it's really about applying one of the methodology that was presented by Paula Williamson from Comet about how to generate outcomes and do a consensus on the choice of outcomes important for all stakeholders. So health outcomes are coming from different sides. We've got the clinical outcomes, we've got the safety outcomes, that's very important as well. We've got the patient-reported outcomes, and we can also have outcomes related to healthcare consumption or this different domain. And that's what we were trying also to get out of the discussion into the groups. And it's also something where the people, they will after see our work on this definition of outcomes, because we are not reinventing the wheel, but we are more picking up what exists and what is important in trials to demonstrate the efficacy of the new therapy on the patient. So I think with the deliverables we will achieve, and with also the information we will circulate to the Harmony Consortium, and we will then after publish on our website, people will be more aware of what we're doing. Working in Harmony, it helps in having different viewpoints from the different stakeholders. That's what was very important in the discussion we had yesterday and today. And I would say more or less we have all our perspective on the outcomes. It can be slightly different, slightly comparable, but for sure we needed that discussion, because depending on your background and your focus in your professional life, you might be more sensitized to some outcomes rather than from others. And I think it's really where this brainstorming was a great time to bring that, and there will be more steps in terms of consultation of all Harmony members in this validation of outcome set, and as well we will involve the external stakeholder to do that validation. We can foresee that the next step will be first to do an in-depth literature search of all the published outcomes, then consulting more the patient association and the patient themselves on what is important for them. Then after, once we will get that full list, we will also consult into Harmony the clinicians that were maybe less involved in this meeting because they couldn't attend for some of them. And from that we will be able to do what we call the Delphi technique, which is more getting feedback from much more stakeholders on what are the main important set of outcomes. And that will be really the focus, I think, for the next 6 to 9 months. And the deliverables of this work, for me, it's really about producing a white paper about the core set of outcomes recommend that can be common to all hematologic malignancies, but also the one who can be specific to each disease. So that's what we want to do, I think, in the next year, starting from January. I would like to say to everybody into Harmony and also in the stakeholder forum to come to us, to contribute to this definition of outcomes, because we will also be the one generating these outcomes in our different professional activities. And I think it's very important that we get to that consensus on the vision of the core set of outcomes for the hematologic malignancies.